Okay, exam 1. And we're going to do problem 1. There are 4 problems in this exam. And this one is the popping cork. So here's the problem. The cork from a champagne bottle is fired vertically upward. If it takes a total of 6 seconds to rise from the bottle top and then fall to its initial elevation, determine the velocity in meters per second at which the cork left the bottle. Neglect air resistance. What is the total distance the cork travels during this time? Be sure to give the appropriate kinematical formulas. Clearly show your calculations and indicate if you take up to be positive or negative. Okay. Now you're not expected to be as, let's say, picture perfect when you do your exam versus homework. Homework you can do on scrap paper and copy over again and be very neat, but here, time is of the essence. We have to get the problem solved. So I'm gonna go ahead and draw a little picture here of a bottle and a cork going up in the air, and say positive is going up. Now read the question again here. If it takes a total of 6 seconds to rise up and then fall down, so that means the 6 seconds is total. So 6 seconds to go up and down. And so the first question is the initial speed. So the initial speed, V naught. I'm going to use this equation. V is V naught plus AT. And here I don't know what V naught is, but I do know at the top of the trip, the velocity is 0. And I know that A is minus G, 9.8 meters per second squared. And I know the time, this is the time for 1/2 the trip. So this is going to be 3 seconds. So I can solve the equation now. So I'm going to have V naught is going to equal, I'll go ahead and write this out, V minus AT, and now put in the numbers. 0 minus a minus 9.8 meters per second squared times 3 seconds, and the 2 minus signs will cancel out, which makes sense because we're going up with the velocity. 29.4 meters per second, which you could report as 29 meters per second. Now, the next question is the distance traveled. So here, what I'm going to do is say distance traveled I'm going to call that 2D, and then find the distance one way. I will use this equation. 2AD is V naught is V squared minus V naught squared. I know at the top of the trip you're going to have 0. I know A, I know V naught, so I know everything can solve for D. So D is V squared minus V naught squared over 2A, and V squared at the top is going to be 0, And then at the bottom, I'm going to use the 3 significant figures here as an intermediate step. And then here I have 2 times A, which is the minus 9.8 meters per second squared. Working this out on the calculator, we get 44 meters. And the answer that we want, 2D, is 88 meters. Notice that you could also use this equation. D is 1/2 V naught plus V the average. Now we're finished. I mean, if we're taking an exam, we're not going to do it 2 ways, but I'm just showing you here you could have done this. When I was preparing the solutions, I showed this way also. This is 1/2 29.4 plus 0 times the 3 seconds, and you get the 44 meters that way also. Okay.